And welcome back to Late Afternoon with Zubaira. The next guest that we have on here, she is the executive director and co-founder of LAL NYC. Please put your hands together for Sanjana Khan.
Thanks, guys.
Yay! I'm so happy that you could be here. Thank you so much for coming.
Of course, Zubi. Anytime, whatever you need.
So I met Sanjana like last year. It was like a random tea.
We met at a
date.
We met at Chai Spot, right?
Yeah, we met at Chai Spot with our friend Shimmy and my sister and my cousin.
The whole family.
Because when I go places, I have to take my entire family with me. But yeah, and you told me about LAL, and I was so excited. I was so like ready for this to happen because we need something like this, and I'm so happy that it exists now.
Thank you.
You're doing an amazing thing, and I just want you to take the time to tell us about LAL.
So LAL, I guess for me, I started LAL because I wanted to work in the nonprofit field, but there was no nonprofit I wanted to work for. So there's only like a handful of nonprofits in New York City that works with South Asian women, so Saki being one of the largest ones, and they work with domestic violence survivors, anything with DV related. Then there's Sapna NYC, and personally I worked at Sapna, and it was founded by a white woman. She's not from the community. A lot of things that were just wrong with it. I went back to Bangladesh. I lived in Bangladesh for about a year, and then came back and met my co-founder Aisha, and we actually grew up a block apart from each other. Me, Shimi, and Aisha, who's my two board members, all went to the same elementary school. And I met Aisha in the summer of 2018, and in like different ways we were trying to address the issues that our women and our mothers were going through in our community. And we pretty much got our papers for LAL on Halloween. It's like very witchy, just happened in 2018, yeah.
So tell us, like, what do you do at LAL? Like, what is LAL about? What do you...
Yeah, so right now we just did our pilot programs. So before we even did our pilot programs, we did it in a way, we did a needs-based assessment. So we surveyed 200 women from the community. We directly asked them what they wanted. You know, this wasn't us coming in being like, hey, you guys need to learn English. You need to do this. It was more like, what do you guys want? Let's see if we can get those resources for you. So out of that, about 170 women wanted to be physically active. So they wanted a space where they could exercise. And you know, culturally, traditionally, we're very, like, women working out, especially in front of strange men, is very shameful in our community. And who we work with is the Siliti community, so very conservative, very traditional. So we were like, okay, we can do that. The other thing was, everyone knows how to read and write in English. I think that's really important. They just can't, they're very uncomfortable speaking it. And I think that's like our confidence in our women, just like, you know, we're in such oppressive states. It's like, I can read it, I can write it, but I don't want to speak because I'm so shameful that it's going to be wrong. And, you know, like, I grew up with men in my family just being like, ha ha ha, like, to my mom, to my aunts, like, don't speak, like, you're embarrassing us, you know? And it's just like, that's something, it's always been there. So kind of like breaking those barriers. So we actually started off in September. We had 78 participants. We did 3 levels of ESL. So beginners, intermediate, advanced. Then we did conversational ESL, which is something like most nonprofits do not do. So it was in Bangla and English. So anything we did in English was also in Bangla. So they can really understand if they wanted to ask something, how to ask it. From doing like doctor's appointments to like how to interact with teachers at schools. Really, really specific things they wanted to do. And then we did yoga, spin. We did fitness, and this semester we're adding Bhangra classes because I think the women starting to dance would be really fun. It's just so much fun. We just have a good time. And to be honest, our actual vision from this, at least personally for me, like, you know, Aisha's my co-founder, I really want to get politically organized. Like, this is something, we are such a growing population. Like, Bangladeshis are the fastest growing immigrant community in New York City. Why are we not organized? Why are we not passing policies that help our community? Also, our women. 53% of the population are women. Why aren't they voting? Why is this just completely underserved, overlooked population? We've fought the war. We were leaders in pretty much any movement in Bengali history. I mean, before even became Bangladesh, women were always in the front lines. So I feel like
Yeah. I don't know what it is. I think like a lot of our culture is based on like the patriarchy and like, you know, women playing a certain role and men playing a certain role. So it is, and it's like ingrained in our women too. And then they're just like, well, this is how it's supposed to be, and we're just gonna ride it out. And like my daughter will grow up and like she'll live a better life. And but it's like, no, it's never too late for you to live a better life, you know. And that's what I think like Lal
it's
is
like
doing.
now it's like you know, for I think it's like, you know, your parents have to sacrifice for us to be happy. We just do not believe in that philosophy at all. I'm living my life according to my terms. My mother has every right to do that.
Yeah.
That's why she came here, you know, and I'm just like, those standards kind of have to break. Also, I think the Siliti community, socioeconomics plays a huge role in it. Silitis are extremely wealthy, but have the lowest literacy rate in Bangladesh, especially among the women. So when you mix that, I think it, like, you know, women are so controlled in so many ways. Like, a lot of the women we work with, they were married off to, like, men in the towns or men that lived in America, so they could be kind of like that gateway for their families to immigrate to the U.S.
Yeah.
And it's just like, how much more do they need to sacrifice?
Exactly.
Not on Lal's watch.
Yeah, and I think that just like exercising and like, you know, learning English and like learning to do things for yourself is such a liberating thing, and that I can't, kudos to you guys for doing that and for organizing something like that. So
even when there's no hope, to make sure there's joy. That's, I think, like, for me, that's my goal in life. I think Aisha and I really believe that. Because at times when things just seem like it's not going to work out, can we laugh? You know, can we share that sisterhood? Can we even, like, have a pet, you know, smoking a joint? Like, you know, it's just like, where is that joy in life? Like, my dad, like, it's just like, that's what it is, you know?
Yeah. And I hope that they're taking that away from you guys.
I hope so.
Sanjana, thank you so much for joining us today. You have opened our eyes up to so much. And I hope that that this program, that Lal, becomes bigger and better, and like we get to see it all over New York.
Oh my God, I hope so.
More women join and, you know, make their lives better.
Thank you so much for having me, Zudi. It was great.
Thank you.
Of course.
All right. We'll be back.